Yeah, make sure you, turn those lights down. Thank you so much. And hand me those papers over there. Oh my God, do. Somebody please say it ain't so. I want to thank y'all for tuning in to Docs Daily, where you get highly classified documentations from your boy, Sean Blazy. Ha ha ha. But ain't nothing funny though. Rest in peace to Rick James and all other black male celebrities that was picked on the Chappelle show. Now, when you watch the Chappelle show, the intro is Dave Chappelle walking past two old black male artists. They playing a music. Dave Chappelle walks up, put $1 in the hat. That's all y'all get. And I'm going to walk off and do my show. And the reason why this symbolism is so important is because the Dave Chappelle show was created to take down prominent black male artists. And the reason why that is because these people got catalogs that people in power want. But the only way you can get those catalogs is if you belittle these people and reduce them to a joke. And what better way to do that than with Dave Chappelle? I could talk about the segments he did on Prince and other celebrities, but tonight we're going to be focused on Rick James, because regardless of what Rick James went through, regardless of what he was doing, he had a fan base that was willing to ride and die for Rick James. Before the Chappelle show, he could do no wrong in a lot of people's eyes because he represented freedom of expression. But now he's been reduced to a joke. And when he came home from doing time, he was sober. That's why he put on so much weight. He was trying to get it together. Finally, I'm home. I'm sober. He was getting ready to go back on tour. He was getting ready to do some big things, getting ready to reclaim his catalog. But that's when Dave Chappelle hit with these skits, and America was laughing at Rick James. And how was he supposed to function and remain sober when everywhere he go, it's Rick James, bitch?
Oh my goodness.
And they turned him into a meme. And them same fans that was willing to ride and die for Rick James started laughing at Rick James, and nobody took him seriously. And that's how they can come in and take your catalog. When your fan base is divided and nobody really cares about you because you're a joke, then they can run off with your money and laugh all the way to the bank. And you sitting in a coffin somewhere. Look at this, y'all. Inside the death of Rick James, he was in an apartment while Dave Chappelle was making millions off of his life, off of his journey. And before we get into this, they could have got Rick James sooner if MC Hammer didn't make that song Can't Touch This using the Rick James sample. Words is power. They been wanted to touch that man and get rid of him. But when you got a song on the radio that went about 10 times platinum saying can't touch this, it was hard for them to touch him until Dave Chappelle came along. Let's get into it, man. Inside the death of Rick James. Though James spent several years out of the limelight, he made an unexpected return in 2004 thanks to an appearance on the Chappelle show, chronicling his infamous escapades to a comical effect. James introduced himself to a whole new audience who was not only happy to hear him speak, but also to see him perform on stage once again at award shows for Laughing Matters. He wasn't in the limelight for 7 years. He was trying to get his life back together. And people only wanted to see him so they could laugh at him. But later that year, the same year, he would breathe his last. On August 6, 2004, James was found unresponsive in his Los Angeles home. His personal physician said Rick James' cause of death was an existing medical condition. Meanwhile, his family attributed the death to natural causes. Fans awaited clarity on the legendary singer's final hours as many grieved their losses. Now, from what I remember, all Rick James used to do was snort a little coke.
Oh my goodness.
But according to this, on September 16th, the Los Angeles County coroner revealed Rick James' cause of death. He died of a heart attack, but had 9 drugs in his system at the time, including meth, cocaine. The other 7 drugs included Xanax, Valium, Baltibron, Salsa, Vicodin. That sound like murder. Because who in their right mind gonna take all of that? But looking at the Dave Chappelle skits and the Charlie Murphy stories, people would believe, oh, he was doped out of his mind. That sound like some shit Rick James would do.
Oh my goodness.
But no, when you come up in the 70s and 80s, you have your drug of choice. All that other stuff ain't gonna cut it. How was Rick James introduced to meth and all this other BS? But we gonna get into that. Because Dave Chappelle got a track record of sacrificing people for success. Now, I'm not saying that he sacrificed Rick James. I'm asking y'all the question. Y'all gonna have to let me know. Do y'all think Rick James sacrificed? No, do y'all think Dave Chappelle sacrificed Rick James? I'm sorry, I'm over here feeling like Rick James, bitch. Okay, I need to leave this Hennessy alone. And it's late anyway. But like I was saying, family of trans woman who Dave Chappelle and Netflix special said was hounded to death for defending his jokes in 2019. Slam woke mob trying to cancel him. Sister says you can't demand everyone to see it your way. Now this man, his new wave, his new trend is picking on people in the LBG community, which is not a good idea because there's a high suicide rate within the community, which is very unfortunate. But Dave Chappelle don't care. And you figure Rick James is already a recovering addict. Who knows what he goes through every day? The dopamines in his brain not working, so he's not happy. He's trying to find joy. He been eating like crazy. That's why he got big, trying to heal and recover his mind. They didn't consider that when they did the Chappelle show. What about Rick James's feelings? They didn't care about that. They was trying to make $1. And this trans woman, her family is all about that dollar. They not trying to cancel Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle's latest Netflix special is being blasted by the LGBT community who said they're offended by his gay and transgender material. Dave's friend, Dumph Norman, who once opened for the comic, previously defended him on Twitter against claims he was transphobic. She received backlash in 2019 for aligning with a comedian instead of trans community and committed suicide months after Sticks and Stones aired. Sticks and Stones.
Oh my goodness.
Ain't that ironic? When people say sticks and stones may break my bones, but this person was broken by that backlash. But Dave Chappelle laughed off to the bank. Let's continue on, man, because I hope y'all see where I'm going with this. Because it's funny until it ain't funny no more. But even when these people pass away, y'all still be laughing, but not understanding the whole point of them belittling these people is to get them away from their catalog, from their treasure, from all this stuff that these people build up. They can't claim this stuff because they was reduced into a meme. Chappelle Show's iconic Rick James sketch almost got adapted into a movie.
Oh my goodness.
They was willing to take this thing to the big screen, degrading Rick James in front of the world. And eventually, Dave Chappelle said, you know what, I can't do this no more. Said, man, I got to leave this show. He left $50 million on the table because this ain't right. I see what y'all got me out here doing, destroying people, legends, people that shaped the culture, shaped the music industry. And y'all want me to reduce these men into memes? Like I said, man, when you look at the Chappelle Show intro, you see 2 brothers old school, trying to get $1. And here come Dave Chappelle. I give you $1, but I'm going to go off and make millions. Ain't that how they do in the entertainment business? You got all the talent. You got all the charisma. You trying to get $1, they come through and give you $1 and walk off, and that's it. Let's continue on, man. Now, they did the Rick James interview for the Chappelle show to sit him down and pick his brain. But this interview was meant to belittle Rick James, but he didn't know that they was going to use snippets of this interview to belittle him, y'all. Yo, Reg, cut that off.
All right, so Rick, what do you make of all this Charlie Murphy bullshit?
Crap, lies, fabrication, lies, all lies.
So you never punched him?
Charlie has a very short-term memory bank. You know, all the cocaine we did in the 80s and drinking has got to him. It's got to him. He got like 2 brain cells left. Lies. Charlie's lying like a Persian rug. That's all right. I'll straighten it out. I'll straighten it all out. Got to hear my side of the story.
And he never got the chance to tell his side of the story. They sat him down. He thinking that he gonna be able to straighten all this out and let the world know Charlie Murphy was lying. It didn't go down like that. And you figure they would give him the right to tell his side. But the truth is, this interview never was released when the Chappelle show was popping because they created a narrative. They took snippets of this interview and put it in the show as if you heard it from the horse's mouth.
Oh my goodness.
And Rick James condoned all of this BS that we putting out there to the media. People say that Dave Chappelle is the greatest comedian of all time. And when they give you that greatest of all time slogan or whatever you want to call it, when they give you that title, you have had to destroy so many black lives as a black person to get that title. For instance, I know it's Black History Month, but Dr. Luther King got streets named after him, highways, schools, hospitals. Say he's the GOAT when it comes to activism, but before Dr. King, and I ain't trying to preach to y'all, I'm just being real, I'm trying to point this out to y'all. Before Dr. King, we actually had hospitals and schools and neighborhoods and grocery stores, laundromats, bus lines, or whatnot. After Dr. King, we ain't got none of that. And that's the reason why he's so celebrated. And I dare to say that's the same reason why Dave Chappelle is so celebrated. For the destruction of so many legends due to these comedy sketches and belittling of people of color, man. So I'm gonna ask y'all again, do y'all believe that Dave Chappelle sacrificed Rick James for fortune and fame? Y'all gotta listen at this, man.
So what happened to Dave Chappelle? He's here today to talk about it in his first television interview. Please welcome Dave Chappelle.
2006, 2 years after Rick James passed away, y'all.
Fun. I'm glad you're here. Everybody wants to know, why'd you walk away from $50 million?
Well, I wasn't walking away from the money.
Yeah.
I was walking away from the circumstances that were coming with the newfound plateau.
Yeah.
It takes a while when you punch through to adjust to the atmosphere. It was completely outside of my frame of reference. I've been in show business since I was 14, and I've heard the stories of what happens, and I've seen these kinds of things play out in front of me.
Okay.
When
you say you heard the stories, what do you mean? What stories?
I mean, you see before, look, Mariah Carey made a $100 million deal, and 3 months later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy. Or Martin Lawrence punches through and he's waving a gun on the street screaming, "They're trying to kill me."
Yeah.
Okay, let's leave it right there, man, because we got to talk about this. The original Dave Chappelle found an awakening that made him walk away from Hollywood. He was done with it. I'm over it. I don't want to be in Hollywood no more. I see what y'all doing. Y'all got me out here destroying people. You can keep your money. I'm good. I'm going my way. Then this new Dave Chappelle come on the scene, not looking like himself. And as we age, we get older and we look different. But this Dave Chappelle that's out here don't even look like Dave Chappelle at all. The new Dave Chappelle look like Too Short.
Oh my goodness.
So is it a possibility that this new dude is not even Dave Chappelle? Because if you walked away before due to moral reasons, why would you come back and target a whole community of people? Black, white, Asian, the LBG is made up of plenty of different types of people. Why would you want to offend people when you left before, turned down the money because you didn't want to offend people anymore? I don't know who this kangaroo is, no disrespect. The head is small, the body is big, the arms abnormal. Dave Chappelle didn't look like this before. It's a possibility, and allegedly, this might not even be Dave Chappelle. Because I just don't understand. Some people saying that it might be Biz Markie or who knows. But y'all gonna have to let me know, man. Because I don't understand it. Maybe you know something I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. Reg, cut the music off. Let's get back to this, man. Hold up. Okay, here we go.
What is your side of the story? So he says you treat him like an older brother.
Wait. I do apologize. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
run
we
that back a
hear
little bit.
Dollar deal, and I've seen these kinds of things play out in front of me.
Okay.
When I saw
When you
the
say you
things.
heard the stories, what do you mean? What stories?
I mean, you see before, look, Mariah Carey made a $100 million deal, and 3 months later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy. Or Martin Lawrence punches through and he's waving a gun on the street screaming, "They're trying to kill me."
Yeah. Yeah, we hear those stories.
And it always happens around the time in their career where it seems as though they're crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah. Would you say you lost your mind, sort of?
No,
No.
not exactly.
Okay.
I wasn't crazy, but it's incredibly stressful.
Yeah.
And I felt like in a lot of instances, I was deliberately being put through stress because, when you're a guy that generates money,
Yeah.
people have a vested interest in controlling.
Yeah. Were they trying to control you? Because, I read the Time magazine article and they were quoted as saying you had extreme creative control and that you really ran your own show.
Yeah, okay, well, Oprah, I did 2 very successful seasons before that. So
Yeah.
why all of a sudden on the 3rd time am I in Africa by myself? Like,
Yeah.
what's happening?
Yeah. So what happened? Did you find yourself spiraling downward?
Well, first of all, yeah, but I don't want to make it as a thing where I'm absolving myself of any responsibility of
Yeah.
it. Obviously, I'm partially responsible. A lot of it has to do with me.
Was there a tipping point?
Okay. He's admitting that he played into it for a bag. But when you got people losing their lives behind your comedy, the shit ain't funny no more. It's like selling cigarettes. You making money, people smoking, they enjoying themselves, but what about when people start dying? Do you continue to sell cigarettes? That's a lot of stress you got to deal with because, like Kevin Hart said, laugh at my pain. But while you laughing, he's in pain. So does it help to laugh at people that's really in pain? Now, I know y'all don't give a damn about Rick James, but y'all ain't never met Rick James. And I know you're thinking, I would have never wanted to meet Rick James, but
Oh my goodness.
who knows? They give you this whole perception, but not explain why Rick James was the way Rick James was, or anybody from that era, the hippie era. Everybody was on drugs. It was the norm. But as you see with Bill Cosby, they trying to demonize people for being brought up in that era when it was the norm. It may not be the norm now, but back then it was. So how you going to demonize somebody for doing something that everybody was doing? Why do these black dudes get singled out for living in their eras? And Dave Chappelle, he aware of what he was doing, but with anything, enough is enough, man. Because what's going to happen in the future when they start doing Dave Chappelle skits?
Oh my goodness.
And they ready to, it's some new young kid out there making fun of Dave Chappelle. He ain't gonna like that too good. But either way, the new Dave Chappelle is, I don't know who that is. It might be Rick James, because the new Dave Chappelle do look like Rick James. So did they swap places? Maybe so, because they said that Rick James had a whole lot of kids out here. Look at this, y'all.
You know, people act real, loud, and they're really pumped up. And I was telling Peter Rochelle, they didn't know, not many people I didn't think knew our songs and stuff, So, but it was incredible, I think they liked the funk. They enjoy funk.
That's
Some of the guys in the group. Oh, you can.
I'll translate that, and then you can
translate that.
Do you want me to say it in English or in German?
Say it both ways.
Like I said, Dave Chappelle had a whole lot of kids out here, and a lot of people is suspecting.
Tupac loved acting. Here he is in a wig, impersonating Rick James.
Whether I'm bald-headed or I got hair to my knees, I still rush any one of you tricks out there. It's still West Side.
Look, man, if it's true that Tupac is really Rick James' son, then that explains a whole lot why Tupac was reduced to some thug, some gangster, in order to take him out and to take his catalog. Before Tupac started with the gangster rap, he was a conscious Black Panther activist rapper. But in order to belittle him and to make people not care, they had to turn him into an outlaw, a criminal, a killer. So when they take his catalog, don't nobody care about him because he was a gangbanger. Same thing with Rick James. Don't nobody care about him. He was a drug addict. But before Tupac passed away, he was trying to change his life around. And before Rick James passed away, he was trying to change his life around, y'all. So it all ties in one way or another.
For you?
I'll give you an example. The first season ends.
Yeah.
And in the middle of the seasons, there was a renegotiation.
Okay.
Hold on, y'all. I do apologize, these advertisements. Let me get this out of here. Okay, here we go.
Went through a series of events and a little pressure. I ended up settling for way less than what I wanted. And going forward, and then in season 2, the DVD's released, and it sets all these incredible records. Turns out the back end,
$500,000 in one day.
Right.
2.2 million in a week. The largest selling television DVD of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now suddenly, this is a bigger money maker than they thought. It was already making money, but now all of a sudden it's a whole new revenue stream, and my contract's up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so we finished the season. So now, you know, the show is gaining popularity. Ratings
Hold on, wait a minute. Wait. Maybe Dave Chappelle didn't have a spiritual awakening. Because what I'm gathering, the first season, he said his contract was so-so. The second season, the contract was so-so, but the DVDs exploded. And that's when he started having to change of heart. They offered him $50 million, but he probably felt like shit. With all this revenue coming in, $50 million is just a quarter of what's going on, or maybe less than that. He probably just wanted some more money. And it probably didn't have nothing to do with offending black people and destroying people. Let me run that back one more time. Because maybe Dave Chappelle left because he felt like it wasn't enough money in the first place. Hold up.
And in the middle of the seasons, there was a renegotiation.
Okay.
Ultimately, through a series of events and a little pressure, I ended up settling for way less than what I wanted.
Okay. He said he settled for way less than what he wanted, and going forward.
And then in season 2, the DVD's released, and it sets all these incredible records. Turns out the back end...
$500,000 in one day.
Right.
Hold up. Wait a minute. The DVD did $500,000 in one day? Well, how much did it generate over the lifetime?
Right.
1.2 million in a week.
What?
The largest selling television DVD of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now suddenly, this is a bigger money maker than they thought. It was already making money, but now all of a sudden it's a whole new revenue stream, and my contract's up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm starting to see this for what it is, man. The greatest selling DVD of all times. Outsold Saved by the Bell, Matlock, Martin, Fresh Prince, you name it. The Sopranos. Outsold every DVD ever. And if you know, people buying it up like that, it got to be some degrading minstrel show shit.
Oh my goodness.
You got America feeding into this black guy's DVD. Oh, that shit got to be devastating to the black community. And his contract was up. So he ain't getting none of that money. The contract is up. They hit him with 50 mil. He like, shit, it made that in a month. All right, let's continue on, man.
Yeah.
You know, so we finished the season. So now, you know, the show is gaining popularity. The ratings are up every week. I'm the toast of the town.
Yeah.
And when the season starts ending, you know, you get the question, so, Dave, what are you going to do? And blah, blah, blah. And I knew to be real tight-lipped about it. You know, it wasn't like Comedy Central was a hot place to be when I showed up there.
Yeah. But you turned it around. Your show turned it around, became the most popular.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so, and this is the thing. Mm-hmm. We'd have all these arguments. Davey got cut the poop joke. And there was a lot of discussions about we know what our audience wants. I was like, yeah, whatever. And I mean, they were wrong 100% of the time. As far as what people would like.
Okay.
And the show is an incredibly hard show to do. That's the other thing. Chappelle show was, I mean, it's fun and all these things, but there's a tremendous amount of work that goes into making a show like that.
Yeah. People were saying, though, that you were on drugs, you lost your mind, you went into a mental institution. What is true, what is not?
Not on drugs.
Not on drugs.
Nah, not for years.
Okay.
No, I'm not on drugs.
And you weren't on drugs at the time?
No, not at all, not at all. I'm telling you, I was incredibly stressed out. you know.
Okay, he didn't deny going to the mental institution. My bad. He ain't deny that part. He said I wasn't on drugs, but he skated around that mental institution part. And if they got you in a mental institution as a celebrity in Hollywood, that's where that mind control comes in at, man. What was they doing in that mental institution? What was they talking about? And what had you so mental in order to be there? You making money, but your conscience had to be eating at you. But listening to him, it wasn't his conscience. He just knew he was getting raped financially. You know, we got to be careful about who we put on pedestals. And I ain't hating on Dave Chappelle, but you see his audience.
Oh my goodness.
You go to a Dave Chappelle show, the hood is not in the building. And that's good for him making his money, but it's sad when you think about it. To where Rick James ain't never did nothing to nobody.
Oh my goodness.
All Rick James wanted to do was live his life, pimp his hoes, and go on about his business. They making it seem like Dave Chappelle made all that money by himself. If it wasn't for Rick James, it wouldn't be no Chappelle show. Imagine if the Chappelle show never had Rick James skits. It would be a good show, but it wouldn't have took off the way it took off. And they had a bone to pick with Rick James since the 80s. His music videos, he's snorting coke off of white girls' titties.
Oh my goodness.
They're like, oh, we gonna get this fool sooner or later, but they was too doped up to throw the first punch. But now, Dave Chappelle come in, make millions of dollars, and Rick James is dead. Look at this, y'all. This is so unfortunate. Just a couple of months before he died, Rick James had accepted a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Rhythm and Soul Awards that was made of smooth glass. He then famously equipped years ago, I would have used this for something totally different. Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Oh my goodness.
Now, why y'all want to give him a Lifetime Achievement Award months before he died, as if he wasn't in the shadows for decades? So did the damn Dave Chappelle show, was that the reason why they gave him the award? To bring him back to the public as if he really matters, while they robbing him behind the scenes? That catalog is worth billions of dollars, and Rick James probably knew it but couldn't get to it. Matter of fact, let me show y'all. Think that Rick James was just some dude from the past. During his time, he was bigger than Michael Jackson and Prince. He was the biggest act in the music industry when he was in his prime. Type this in. Rick James album sales. This man, hold on. Though James, who battled with drug problems and died in 2004 at age 56, which is still young, would top the American R&B album charts 3 years later with his 7th Motown album, Cold-Blooded Street Songs, and has sold over 4 million copies and remains his best-selling album. And that's when it was out. It sold way more copies than that in his lifetime. He made 15 studio albums, selling over 25 million copies in the process. So why is they saying here he sold over 25 million, but up here they talking about he sold 4 million albums, sold over 4 million copies? That's because they want to undermine it. Oh, he's nobody special. He did a little something, something. No, Rick James did some big stuff in his lifetime. What was Rick James' net worth At the time of his death, Rick James was an American singer, songwriter, musician, producer. At the time of his death, Rick James had a net worth of $250,000. While the Chappelle show was selling millions of copies within the first day, this man died in a hotel room. Well, at an apartment complex. Hey, man, some cold-blooded stuff.
Love is like a nutrient, and I was deficient on vitamin love.
Really? Were you really?
I'm all over, baby. Oh, snap.
No, really, what was going on?
Man, where do you start? Damn this story. I was doing sketches that were funny, but socially irresponsible.
Wow.
I felt like I was...
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
I can dig that, Dave Chappelle. Doing sketches that was funny, but socially irresponsible, and that's what led him to a mental institution.
No, really, what was going on?
Man, where do you start? Damn this story. I was doing sketches that were funny, but socially irresponsible. I felt like I was deliberately being encouraged, and I was overwhelmed. So it's like you're getting flooded with things, and you don't pay attention to things like your ethics, or when you get so overwhelmed. It's like you won the lottery, and
Explain.
let's say for your handlers, for instance.
Yeah.
A lot of these people traditionally get paid on percentage basis. The more you work,
The more they
the
make.
more they make.
Yeah.
You make that real money, they lost their minds. I thought they were crazy.
Uh-huh.
You know, it was like you gotta do everything.
Yeah, yeah.
So I got all these things. Then I got, you know, your own personal problems that get inflamed when this kind of money comes in. And I got to write a show and do the show. And I was overwhelmed. And it was almost like, I don't know, it was almost as if this was happening deliberately.
Okay, you mentioned a moment ago that you felt that there were some things that weren't socially responsible. Like what?
Like there's this one sketch we did that was about this pixie that would appear whenever racist things happens. Whenever someone make you feel like they calling you that N-word, but don't say it. And it was funny. And the premise of the sketch was that every race had this like pixie, this like racial complex. And but the pixie was in blackface.
Ooh,
Now,
hold on. Wait. Damn.
Oh my goodness.
How low can you go? Damn, you could tell by the look on his face, like, whoa. Like, this is what they got me out here doing. Rick James is dead.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on, y'all. Because I'm going to do the Prince one. Because we definitely got to do the Prince one. But I got to look this up real quick when it comes to Prince. Because that was another big one they did. And if they wanted him to do blackface, you know they was belittling these artists. They didn't have these people best interests at heart. Wow. How did Prince died the same way Rick James died? Hold on, we gonna get to Prince, but he was found dead in Paisley Park, Minnesota home and recording studio. The cause of death was an accidental overdose of the opioid fentanyl. So Rick James and Prince just so happened to accidentally overdose after Dave Chappelle did these horrible skits. Then they turned around and wanted him to wear blackface. He said, now blackface is a very difficult image. Yeah, no shit. Hold on, y'all.
Blackface is a very difficult image. But the reason I had chosen blackface at the time was because this was going to be the visual personification of the N-word. It was
Right.
it was a good spirit or intention behind it. But what I didn't consider is how many people watch the show and how the way people use television is subjective.
I completely understand.
Yeah.
I could go finish, because I have a story to tell.
Hold on.
then
Wait,
when
wait,
I'm
wait a
on set
minute,
and we're finally
Dave.
taking
Wait,
the
wait,
skit-
wait, nigga.
Oh my goodness.
You chose the blackface, but the reason you didn't want to use it is because of how the audience may have seen it. So if you didn't have no black audience, you would go all out. If it wasn't for black people watching the Chappelle show, he would have had no problem with putting the blackface and all that other BS up there. But since he know he got a black audience, then, oh, well, you know, that might not be right. Look, don't mind me, Dave Chappelle. We know who your core audience is. We know who you crack jokes for. We know who you trying to make laugh. Don't stop your little process because of how black people may feel about it. It was your idea. But he was hung up. I want to do it, but what would the brothers in the, what would my people have to say about it? Not that I care, but if it was a private show, he was willing to put on blackface for America and make his money like he been doing. Type of shit is that? Hold up. Y'all may not see it the way I see it, so I'm going to run it back. And y'all let me know if y'all feel the way I feel about this. Hold on, y'all.
Complex. And, but the pixie was in blackface. Now, blackface is a very difficult image. But the reason I had chosen blackface is
But the reason I had chosen blackface at the time, why, oh why, would you choose blackface for anything, Dave? Oprah looking like, nigga, is you for real? But the reason I had chosen blackface at the time is for what, Dave?
the time was because this was going to be the visual personification of the N-word. It was
The visual personification of the N-word, a blackface? I don't even see how that's funny. But in his mind, he thought that was going to be hilarious for his audience.
Right.
it was a good spirit or intention behind it. But what I didn't consider is how many people watch the show.
Oh. But what I didn't consider is how many people watch the show. You didn't consider that now you got a black audience since you talking about Rick James, and black people love Rick James. White people love Rick James. Mexican people, everybody love Rick James. So, you know, next season, you got a whole black audience. They sitting in front of the TV like they watching Love and Hip Hop for the Chappelle show. You done crossed over. And you ain't want us to see you for your true colors like that. Come on, man.
And how the way people use television is subjective.
I completely understand.
Yeah.
I could go finish, because I have a story to tell you.
So then when I'm on the set and we're finally taping the sketch, somebody on the set that was white laughed in such a way. I know the difference of people laughing with me and people laughing at me. And it was the first time I'd ever gotten a laugh that I was uncomfortable with.
Well, how
Not
you
just
think we would have...
uncomfortable, but like, should I fire this person?
Wait a minute. Well, how you think we would have felt as a community if you would have went on with the sketch? Because they laughed at you and made you feel uncomfortable. How about, what do you think Rick James felt like when people was laughing at him? Or Prince or any of these other people? Or the other sketches you did when they see a black person walking down the street and they think about a Dave Chappelle sketch? But since you so high and mighty, oh, don't laugh at me like that. I'm Dave Chappelle. And that's when you got in your feelings. But it's okay if they laughing at us. Rest in peace to Rick James. I'm pretty sure if they ain't come out with that dumbass skit and people wasn't picking and teasing on him everywhere he go, it's Rick James, bitch. He even did an award show. And when he got his award, they made him say it's Rick James, bitch. Let me look this up real quick. Because they did this man dirty. The greatest comedian of all times. Fuck out of here. Hold on, let me type this in. Rick James Award. Yeah, let me type this in real quick. Because they had that man acting a plumb fool on stage. Listen at this, y'all. Yo, Reg, cut that off. All right, here we go. Look at this, y'all. Hold on. Let this ad go by. All right, here we go.
Oh yeah, and for the girl backstage, and for that girl backstage, make it perfectly clear. Never mind who you thought I was. I'm Rick James, bitch.
Oh my goodness.
And they stood up and applauded. All the work, all the songs, all the music. The only thing people care about. And he had to get the people what they want. I know y'all don't care about me or my award. Y'all wasn't thinking about me 2 years ago. In a matter of months, everybody wanted to see my face so y'all could laugh.
Rick James, bitch.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on, y'all.
Never mind who you thought I was. I'm Rick James, bitch.
Oh my goodness.
But that's besides the point if it's funny or not. It shouldn't have been funny because he an elder. And what Dave Chappelle did was belittle that man to a meme. And he's old and struggling and trying to make it. And they making millions of dollars off of his back. I want to play that again one more time so bad, but I ain't going to do it because we got to move on. Dave Chappelle was in his feelings because they was laughing at him.
Finally taping the sketch, somebody on the set that was white laughed in such a way. I know the difference of people laughing with me and people laughing at me. And it was the first time I'd ever gotten a laugh that I was uncomfortable with. Not just uncomfortable, but like, should I fire this person? And at the same time, I'm just not a naturally assertive person.
What was it about the laugh?
I know all these people be watching TV, that there's a lot of people who will understand exactly what I'm doing. Then there's another group of people who are just fans, like the kind of people that scream, I'm Rick James, be at my concerts.
Yeah.
That they're along for a different kind of celebrity worship ride. They're gonna get something
Completely different.
completely different.
Yeah.
That concern me.
Yeah.
I don't want black people to be disappointed in me.
What?
Oh my
Wait a minute. Nigga, you can't be serious.
Different.
Yeah.
That concern me.
Yeah.
I don't want black people to be disappointed in me.
Man, we been knew you was a sellout.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. I didn't want black people to be disappointed in me. Dave. But you know what? Some people don't get it. Some people, black people, it's a lot of transracial black people out here. Forget a transgender. What about the transracials?
Oh my goodness.
You got black people that don't even acknowledge that they black and don't even want to acknowledge when they getting teased and picked on. They think it's funny because they don't identify with being black. And it's a lot of y'all out there that don't get the pun because you don't identify with that black shit. Anyways, so y'all would think that these skits and stuff is funny. You got black folks that would have cried laughing at the blackface skits. But what about the black people that do identify with being black? That can see fuckery for fuckery.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I don't want black people.
I don't want black people to be disappointed in me.
For putting that out there. Oh, but it's okay when you do your little private shows and ain't no black people in the audience and you doing a concert or whatever, a comedy tour in Oklahoma and Ohio and Nebraska and places where black people don't even live at. You can go all out. But since you on national TV, you not trying to pick on black people. Come on, bro. You should have just went ahead and did the show. So now you don't want black people to be mad at you, so it's okay to pick on people in the LGBT community.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. I got to run that back one more time because y'all, I know a lot of y'all don't get it, but matter of fact, let me look in the comment section. Somebody let me know if you get it. If y'all understand where I'm coming from with this, man. Because maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm just hating on Dave Chappelle. So, I don't know, but let me run this back, man. Because this dude is sickening. The greatest comedian of all time.
Be at my concerts.
Yeah.
That there's along for a different kind of celebrity worship rap. They're going to get something
Completely different.
completely different.
Yeah.
They're concerned.
Yeah.
I don't want black people to be disappointed in me
Oh my
for putting that out there.
goodness.
No,
It's
you
like,
didn't want to be disappointed in yourself.
Oh, Oprah checked his ass and he didn't even know how to take it.
Oh
What
my goodness.
Oprah checked his ass and he looked everywhere in the room. It's like, no, what you mean you don't want black people to be disappointed in you? Oprah, like, don't you mean you ain't want to be disappointed in yourself? Shouldn't you feel bad for putting the shit out there? And look at his face. Hold up. Even Oprah got more sense than his ass. Hold on.
people that scream, I'm Rick James, be at my concerts.
Yeah.
That there's along for a different kind of celebrity worship rap. They're going to get something
Completely different.
completely different.
Yeah.
They're concerned.
Yeah.
I don't want black people to be disappointed in me for putting that out there.
No,
It's
you
like,
didn't want to be disappointed in yourself.
you know what, Oprah? You're right.
Yeah. I still.
Oh my goodness.
She said it with the stern look too, like, nigga, we ain't worried about your ass. You need to be worried about your damn self. You know what, Oprah? Oh, you're right.
Oh my goodness.
Nigga don't even realize he a coon.
Out there.
No,
It's
you
like,
didn't want to be disappointed in yourself.
Ooh, she look at her face. The way she raised her eyebrow when she said it, like, nigga, wake up.
Completely different.
completely different.
Yeah.
They're concerned.
Yeah.
I don't want black people to be disappointed in me for putting that out there.
No,
It's
you
like,
didn't want to be disappointed in yourself.
Damn. Oprah was fierce. She gave him that mama look, like, I ought to beat you. She looking like, I ought to beat your ass.
Oh my goodness.
You sitting up here picking on. She turned into Sophia from The Color Purple. You sitting up here picking on black people. I was ashamed of niggas like you. You mean you ain't want to be disappointed in yourself? See, oh, Oprah, you know what? Yeah, I guess you're telling the truth, Oprah.
you know what, Oprah? You're right.
Yeah. I still haven't gotten to why you just disappeared. So you had that moment, the guy's laughing too much. Was that the tipping point for you? Was that the straw?
That was the first tipping point.
Okay.
And then they put in the paper that I had pneumonia, or God knows what. It was walking pneumonia because I was walking all over the place. I was relaxing. And then after that, I was coming back to the show, and then they were like, well, Dave, you know, you should just back up the pneumonia story. And I was like, you know, that was your thing. I'm not backing up a pneumonia story. And then the next day, it was in the paper that I had writer's block. Then I knew something was getting ready to get stressful because I hadn't even started writing. I was on the schedule to write. So I was like, what's going on? Are they gonna...
So these are your people trying to
manipulate me.
It sounds like they cloned his ass.
My goodness.
I mean, I could go on and on with this, but hopefully y'all get where I'm coming from. Rest in peace to Rick James. We got so many other ones we can cover when it comes to Dave Chappelle, man. He was in a stupor because he didn't want black people to know he was a damn sellout. Hey, and you gonna take down the soul brother like Rick James, picking on this man? Now, y'all thought it was just all fun and games, but no, he was belittling Rick James. As if that's how black people act when they high on dope. Hey, man, y'all gonna have to let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section. No hate towards nobody. This is all speculations and allegations. Ain't none of this stuff true. I don't think so. I don't know. I ain't trying to make you believe something that you don't want to believe, but whatever you took from this video, let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. I'm over here a little, you know, slurring a little bit, but I'm feeling all right. It's late at night. I got mad love for y'all. Make sure y'all do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Also, hit that notification button, too, and hit that Cash App, $ShawnBlazeDocs. I got so much love for y'all. And for all y'all beautiful ladies out there like Nita Cherie, I see you, baby. Tanya Coco, LaTanya Watts. I think Danae Smith was here earlier, too. I got so much love for y'all beautiful ladies out there. And y'all know why I do these videos. I be risking my life.
Risk my life to give you documentations, girl. I risk my life to give you documentations, girl. I risk my life to give you documentations, girl. I risk my life to give you documentations, girl.
Sean got the docs. I'm keeping it funky like some socks. Ponytail with the box and my